We're going to assume that a two-dimensional regular array of integers called matrix has already been declared with 6 rows and 8 columns. So it's going to look like this. Again, it's already been declared, so we don't need to code this out. I'm just showing it as how it is. It's a new int with 6 rows and 8 columns. So what we want to do is write a for loop to copy the contents of the second column into the 5th column. So what we are going to do is use 2 for loops. One is to run through the rows because we have 6 rows, and the next one is to go through all the columns and move or copy the ones in the 2nd to the 5th. So our outer for loop is going to be for, we'll have int row, I like to call them rows, is equal to 0. We're going to want to run this as long as row is less than our matrix dot length, and that's just going to get the number of rows here. We can just do row plus plus. We can end this. We're going to want to be inside of this for loop where we have our nested for loop, and inside of this nested for loop is where we deal with our columns. So int column, we'll set it equal to 0, and we're going to want to run this as long as column is less than, and we are going to have matrix. We want we can do the 0th index. That's going to get like the first column, and it's going to run through all of the columns. And then we'll do dot length, and we will have column plus plus, and then end this line, be in this for loop. And now we can have an if statement, and this if statement can check if we are in the 2nd column. If we're in the 2nd column, we want to store whatever the contents are here, so we can put it into the 5th column. And remember, the columns are going to be -1 when we put it in there, because the way that length works, length is 1 greater than index. So inside of here, we'll have if our column is equal to 1 when we want to it be for the 2nd column. We need to have a variable that stores something, so we can do that up here. Variable to store. Inside of here, we'll just do int store is equal to 0. So with this for loop, we'll do store is equal to matrix, where we pass in our row and then pass in our 1. And this is because we want the specific row that we are looking at, and we want the just first one. Same thing as we are looking at right here. We'll have an else if, and this will copy it into the 5th column. So else if column is equal to 4. Let's correct my spelling mistake right there. We are going to do matrix, and we will pass in row, pass in 4, and we'll set this equal to our stored value. So we can end our for loops, and we can press submit to this, passing 2 out of 2 tests. That's how you would do this self-check exercise, and this is the code for it.